Good afternoon. At this time, we will remain standing for the presentation of our flag and the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, led by Dr. Mark Chapman, Assistant Professor in our Department of Music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon again and welcome. Please be seated. I am Ann Boyle, Interim Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and I am delighted to welcome you to the 2013 Spring Commencement Ceremony. This will be the third of 4 separate ceremonies in these commencement exercises, during which the university is conferring degrees to the graduates of the School of Business, the School of Engineering, the School of Education, the Graduate School, the School of Nursing, the School of Pharmacy, and at this ceremony, the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm very pleased to introduce you to some members of the platform party who are with us this afternoon to extend their congratulations to our graduates. Other members of the platform party will be introduced during the ceremony as they come to the podium. Each person will rise as their name is called, and I do ask the audience, please hold your applause until all are standing. Dr. Rhonda Comrie, President of the SIUE Faculty Senate. Mr. Keith Beckerer, President of the SIUE Staff Senate. Mr. Narbeth Emanuel, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Mr. David Hamilton, Student Trustee. Mr. Patrick Hunley, Vice Chancellor for University Relations. Dr. Regina McBride, Dean of Library and Information Sciences Services. Mr. Ken Nair, Vice Chancellor for Administration. Please now join me in acknowledging them with your applause. In the front rows before me are seated members of the faculty and staff. It is through the dedicated work of these individuals in designing and executing the curricula of the university that you students have been able to achieve your educational goals, culminating in your graduation today. Would the faculty and staff please stand? Thank you for a job well done. Please be seated. At this time, we are pleased to introduce Dr. Glenn Pochard, the 7th president of Southern Illinois University. Dr. Pichard has brought more than 40 years of public service experience to the SIU system and is a tireless advocate for the university at the local, state, and national levels. He holds bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees from SIU Carbondale and has a significant record of public service both as an Illinois state senator and a United States congressman. During his time as president of SIU, he has emerged as the principal spokesperson for public higher education in the state of Illinois. Please join us in welcoming SIU President Dr. Glenn Pichard.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor for me to be here with you today at this ceremony. Graduates, thank you for the really hard work that you've put in over the last 4 or 5 years to arrive at your destination here. And to the faculty and the staff and others who have been such a great part of that, I'm very thankful for you also. I just want to leave you with a little story, if I may. Several years ago, I, for whatever reason, having never lived near the ocean, became very interested in sailing. Had a little boat down on Crab Orchard Lake in southern Illinois and learned to sail there. And that particular year, the America's Cup, the greatest prize in sailing, was up for grabs between two countries. The United States, whose boat, the Stars and Stripes, represented this country in the race, and the Australian boat, the Kookaburra. They were racing for the America's Cup off the coast of Australia in this beautiful sunlit ocean. And of all things, the Stars and Stripes won 4 consecutive races to bring the America's Cup back home to the United States. And I said to myself, now how did that happen? Were they sailing with different sized boats? No. Were they on a different ocean? No. In a different wind, perhaps? No. Different numbers of people on board sailing the ships? No. Everything was equal. So how did they win the race 4 times in a row? And I thought back to a poem that my mother had taught me when I was about 5 or 6 years old. The last stanza of which says this: one ship sails east, the other sails west, on the self-same wind that blows. It's not the force of the gale, but the set of the sail that determines the way we go. SIU Edwardsville has given you everything that you need to set the sail correctly for the rest of your life. You're a cougar. Be proud of that and use the tools that the faculty has taught you here to guide you to set the sail through the rest of your life, and you will be a successful SIUE graduate. Thank you. God love you.
Thank you, Dr. Pichard. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Julie First-Bovee, who joined the university in July of 2012 and was just 2 weeks ago formally installed as the 8th Chancellor of Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Dr. First-Bovee came to SIUE from the University of Wisconsin-Stout, where she served as Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs for 7 years. She is recognized nationally and internationally for her expertise in quality higher education, and she has authored several articles and a book on this topic. Dr. First-Bovee is a member of St. Louis Civic Progress, the Executive Committee of the Leadership Council Southwestern Illinois, Innovate St. Louis, and the boards of directors of the Southern Illinois Collegiate Common Market, the Hospital Sisters Health System, SIUE's University Park, and the Girl Scouts of Southern Illinois. She has worked diligently on behalf of SIUE since she arrived, and she is committed to guiding the university as we plan for our global future. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Chancellor Julie Ferris-Bovee.
Good afternoon, and welcome to SIUE's Spring 2013 Commencement. I'm pleased to join our faculty, staff, and guests in officially congratulating our graduates on the achievements that have brought them to this point. Graduates, today we celebrate in your honor. You've come from a variety of backgrounds, and yet you all have in common the fact that you've changed our university forever. At the end of today's ceremony, you will share alumni status with more than 93,000 of your fellow Cougars and will be ready to launch into the next phase of your lives. Even though we're all very proud of your accomplishments, we also realize that you've not reached this point alone. For several years, you have received support and encouragement from many people, and today, I'm sure they're very proud as well. These include your family members, your parents, grandparents, spouses, siblings, and children. Will all the family members of our graduates please rise and be recognized? And also, to help introduce you to some of our many alumni, I would also like to recognize those who have previously graduated from SIUE. Would all of our Cougar alums please rise? Graduates, I'm sure you know you're about to begin an extremely important period in your lives. Earlier this year, I spoke to a group of young professionals in the area, some of whom were recent graduates as well. They asked me for some advice for those of you who are just starting their professional career. I'll share that advice with you as well. First, establish your priorities and set your goals. Each one of you has an idea of where you'd ultimately like to land, and to get there, you need to visualize your route and plan your action steps. As Vince Lombardi, former head coach of my favorite team, the Green Bay Packers, once said, "The man at the top of the mountain didn't fall there." With forethought and careful planning, the chances of success on your chosen path are greatly increased. And what is success? Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook and author of the new book, Lean In, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead, says success is making the best choices we can and accepting those choices. Second, once you enter the professional arena, and some of you maybe have a head start on that, it's important to get involved in your community. And by community, I mean not only the neighborhood in which you live, but your professional community as well. Select projects, organizations, and causes that you can be passionate about, not only to enhance your networking opportunities, but to give back a portion of what you've received. The key here is to be selective so you can focus your efforts and optimize your impact. And third, have and also be a mentor. As a mentee, you will benefit from the wisdom and experience of someone who has been where you want to go and likely has successfully weathered the challenges along the way. Later, as a mentor, you will have the opportunity to give back while continuing to grow in your field. What goes without saying is that your values will make all the difference relative to the direction in your lives. As you know, SIUE operates under 5 core values: citizenship, integrity, wisdom, inclusion, and excellence. Those values offer a foundation for success, even in the middle of challenging and uncertain economic times. Those who maintain their values and their focus, who develop long-term plans, and who fully engage in the opportunities presented will experience the most success. For our part, SIUE commits to ensuring the value of your degree going forward. As Cougar alums, you have access to campus programs and services that are designed to help you. Our Career Development Center has a variety of resources to assist you in developing your long-range career goals. Our Alumni Association offers exciting business and cultural opportunities. We have numerous graduate and continuing education programs. Our alumni are important to the SIUE legacy, and we're proud to welcome you to this elite group. We hope you stay connected, both to our university and to each other. In closing, graduates, congratulations on a job well done. Best wishes on your chosen career path, and please come back to see us soon and often. Congratulations. And next I will be presenting our Distinguished Service Award. SIUE's Distinguished Service Award annually recognizes outstanding services to our campus and our community. This year, we have the unique opportunity to present dual awards to this year's recipients, Mary and Jerry Kane. Mary Kane, can you join me at the podium? Mary currently serves as the Senior Vice President of Public Finance for Stiefel Nicholas and Company Incorporated. Her numerous contributions to our region include serving as the Executive Director for the Southwestern Illinois Development Authority. Mary has been a member of the SIUE Foundation Board of Directors since 1995. She also holds membership in the Leadership Council of Southwestern Illinois and the Illinois Public Affairs Committee of the St. Louis Regional Chamber and Growth Association. Mary has been selected as a St. Louis Area Woman of Achievement. She's also been the recipient of the Edwardsville-Glen Carbon Chamber of Commerce Albert Casons Award for Outstanding Community Achievement. Her husband, Jerry, who couldn't be with us today, serves as the Executive Director of the Agency for Community Transit. He also serves as a Managing Director of the Madison County Mass Transit District. Earlier this year, in March of 2013, Mr. Kane and the MCT Board were named by Focus St. Louis as one of 20 outstanding organizations in the annual What's Right with This Region Award. This award recognizes innovative leaders and services to the community that showcase outstanding efforts to make the St. Louis area a better region in which to live, work, and enjoy life. Mr. Kane is also a member of the Leadership Council of Southwestern Illinois. And in 2007, this group honored his efforts to expand MCT and enhance the lives of citizens throughout Madison County. SIUE is very honored to present the 2013 Southern Illinois University Edwardsville Distinguished Service Award to Mary and Jerry Kane. Mrs. Mary, it is an honor to have you speak at our ceremony.
Thank you, Thank you, Chancellor, for that kind introduction. And good afternoon, everyone. Before I begin, I've been asked by the National Weather Service and the university to read two news bulletins. The first one from the National Weather Service says, the Southern Illinois drought has ended. And the second, despite the monsoons and the floods, the graduates are in the house. Congratulations. In fact, everyone sitting in front of me and those parents and family members in the side seats are to be congratulated today for the persistence that has resulted in this accomplishment. One of the first, which all of us at the podium really hope will be part of your long and successful careers. Unfortunately, my husband Jerry could not join me on the podium today. We had a family situation in Chicago, and unlike Harry Potter, he's not yet managed being in two places simultaneously. As Distinguished Award recipients, we were asked to do two things. First was to provide you with a few memorable, inspirational thoughts to guide you in your future endeavors. And second, to share with you the special nature of our relationship with SIUE. And to do that within the next 7 minutes. So let me begin. A brief history, because I believe all of you sitting in the chairs in front of me would not remember these events because they happened way before you were born. With regard to SIUE, you all now realize what a very special place it is. We first realized that when we became involved with the university in the 1980s. The most lasting impression we had from back then, and still retained today, is the amazing quality of the leadership of its educators and its administrators. SIUE has truly benefited from people of vision who were politically wise in a good sense, and some would even say single-mindedly focused on the future success of the university. To them, SIUE was more than just a very long, cold walk from the parking lots to the classroom buildings. Several people in particular, among them Dr. Earl Lazarson, president of SIUE from 1979 to 1993, and recently retired Chancellor Dr. Von Vandegrift, represent the bookends of our involvement. When Dr. Lazarson was made president in 1979, he helped develop a vision and a plan for this campus that guaranteed that it would become today an outstanding regional and nationally recognized educational community where students would thrive in a residential environment on a beautiful campus with its walking and bike trails, green spaces, and multiple classroom buildings. As important, he understood the potential economic and reputational value of this university, not only to the state of Illinois, but also to our own St. Louis metropolitan area. One of our best recollections was a very stiff competition which was held between SIUE and Washington University to host the track and field events for the 1994 Olympic Festival. The festival has been scheduled to be held in St. Louis in memory of the 1904 World's Fair. SIUE was selected to host the event, and Cordy Stadium, which I hope many of you have used and enjoyed, exists today as a result of that university, SIUE Foundation, and Metro East community effort. As the Chancellor said, the Agency for Community Transit was established by my husband, and together with Madison County Transit District, was the first to initiate bus service to the campus. The initial agreement between Jerry and Dr. Lazarson has been beneficial for the Transit District, but even more so, we believe, for the many students at the university who've ridden the bus from Cougar Village and the residence halls to the shopping malls and restaurants of Edwardsville, Glen Carbon, and downtown St. Louis. Not long ago, when I was riding the bus over to St. Louis to go to work, there were 4 students on the bus from China who attended the university. They were going to St. Louis to go shopping, and it was so much fun to talk with them about their experiences at the university, and how much they enjoyed being here. The second of these men, Dr. Vandegrift, realized the foundation that had been provided by those before him, but instead of resting on their accomplishments, he devoted 10 years of his life to take SIUE to a new level, one enjoyed now by all of the class of 2013, nationally recognized in many disciplines, including athletics. And although you may not immediately realize her contribution as this year's graduates, we all know that Chancellor First Bovee will continue to provide that same quality of leadership. As the class of 2013, you have truly benefited from the contributions of the many who have committed both time and money to the vision of a great institution. Many of these people were educators who started their career at SIUE, but remain active not only with the university, but in the foundation and in the communities in which they live. Former Chancellor David Werner, Patrick Hundley, Vice Chancellor for University Relations, and Brad Hewitt, Director of the SIUE Division I Athletics Program. Perhaps most special to Jerry and me, however, are Marcia Maurer and her late husband, William Maurer. Marcia was the former dean of the nursing school, and Bill, the former director of fundraising for the School of Pharmacy. In his other life, Bill was a deacon in the Catholic Church, and he performed the marriage of our oldest daughter in the old cathedral in downtown St. Louis, the same place that Jerry and I were married 42 years ago. We would never have met Bill and Marcia had we not been involved with the university. I'm not sure how many of you know that public universities, very few of them actually have foundations, but SIUE is a public university that does have a foundation. Without that foundation, much of the momentum and money to develop the buildings, projects, and scholarships which you as members of the class of 2013 have benefited from would never have been realized. An interesting thing about the foundation, we initially got involved as an opportunity to contribute to something we felt was very worthwhile. But like many situations where you think you are the giver, the foundation gave back much more to us, including lifelong friends. It would be great if on this, your graduation day, each of you would pledge that wherever you go, whatever you do, you will both give back to SIUE through the foundation, and as important, become involved in some way, in some activity that benefits yourself and others. As for inspirational and guiding thoughts, I would like to quote Ira Glass, the host of This American Life, which is heard on National Public Radio. I concur with Mr. Glass, who made the following comments at a commencement recently. He said, "I'm opposed on principle to the idea of any commencement speech. I believe that it is a doomed form. Commencement speakers give stock advice, which is then promptly ignored. The central mission of the commencement speech is ridiculous, to inspire you at a moment which needs no inspiration. Turn around, look at each other at this very moment. Something special is happening to you right now. You have been in school your entire lives, but you have completed something through your persistence. And now you are off to face the world. What can my words add to that, except delay the moment you get your diploma?" Mr. Glass was right. This is your moment. So right now, I want each of you to turn to each other, shake your neighbor's hand, say congratulations. Come on. And enjoy how special you are today. Parents, family, do the same thing. This is a great day for everyone in this room. You know, this past fall, Jerry and I had an opportunity to travel to Ireland. I'd like to impress you and say it had been for scholarly pursuits, but actually it was to see the Notre Dame Navy football game. Yeah, it was an extraordinary trip, and Ireland is a remarkable country. But while we were there, we learned an Irish drinking song. Oh, surprise, surprise. The name of this song is The Parting Glass. The final refrain goes like this: "So fill to me the parting glass, and drink to health whate'er befalls. Then gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be to you all. Good night and joy be to you all. Thank you, good luck, go out and make SIUE proud."
Thank you, Mrs. Kane, for your thoughtful and inspiring remarks. And thanks to you and to your husband for your continued service to our university and to our community. For each commencement ceremony, one graduate is chosen to speak on behalf of the graduating class. To be selected for this honor, students must not only demonstrate academic success, but they must also exemplify the values of our institution. The graduate chosen for this ceremony is Eric Zimmerman, who is receiving his Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and is the outgoing student government president. Mr. Zimmerman's student career at SIUE has included a high level of academic performance, as evidenced by his 3.97 grade point average. His time as a student also included involvement and responsibility for an assortment of student, university, and co-curricular activities and events. In Mr. Zimmerman's freshman year, he became involved in several student government committees, which led to greater roles. Mr. Zimmerman went on to serve as student senator, student body vice president, and then student body president. He also served his university by working on numerous committees, including the Strategic Plan Update Committee and the University Planning and Budget Council. There are also a host of roles that Mr. Zimmerman filled in university housing, such as resident assistant, a front desk manager, and committee member of the Prairie Hall Area Council and the Resident Housing Association. Mr. Zimmerman, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you as the student speaker for the SIUE 2013 commencement ceremony for the College of Arts and Sciences.
Hi friends, like Provost Boyle said, my name is Eric Zimmerman. I would like to first and foremost congratulate each of you on accomplishing a task that is no mere walk in the park. Only 27% of Americans can boast about holding a college degree. With your degree in hand, you now have access to hundreds of privileges that you otherwise would not have access to. However, with this degree also comes a large amount of responsibility. See, the continual growth of community and society depends on the education of the people who belong to such a group. Society only grows when individuals push society to do so, and one of the greatest items available to individuals who want to push society is a college degree. But a college degree alone will not help you be successful individually, nor us as a community. Your degree, whether it's in biology or history, is only a start. Today is the beginning of the road on which you must travel to reach your personal goals. You've come so far. You've worked so hard. Many of you are probably thinking, but Eric, all I want to do is walk across that stage without tripping, send out a few resumes, get a typical job working for a typical company, and make a decent living so that I can live comfortably. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that thought process. But don't you honestly dream for more? As a kid, I remember sitting at home dreaming about the day that I would get to be an astronaut who walked across the moon. Obviously, my dreams have changed significantly, and I no longer dream of walking on the moon, but I ask, why not? Why did I stop having that dream? Well, partially the answer is that a strong distaste for physics probably doesn't help the whole being an astronaut thing. But the other answer is that perhaps I, and we as a culture, have forgotten one of the keys to success: risk. Risk is a word that has so commonly become associated with fear in our world today that we often avoid it like the plague. A common question we ask on a regular basis when we consider the tasks that we perform or action we will take is it worth the risk? This is to say, is me risking safety, comfort, and what I already have, is the risk of being wrong, of failing, worth the potential loss or negative consequences? We are taught from a young age in school that the correct action is the most logical action, and risk, simply put, is not logical. What is logical, that is, what makes most sense, is to perform the action that provides us the greatest gain at the lowest chance of loss. Take the job working 40 hours a week at a decent company, because taking the job at the new startup company is risky. You could lose it all if the company fails. SIUE as an institution reflects the importance of creative risk. For example, if you look at the university's values, what you notice is an underlying consideration for creative risk in all aspects of campus life. Citizenship reflects an understanding that working together for the sake of the community through the fight for social justice is incredibly important. Working with little economical gain for the hopeful success of a community is risky. Integrity, though it seems intuitive, is a form of creativity as well. When you are honest, when you ask honest questions in hopes of finding true answers, that is when you create. Inclusion involves having a creative vision that perhaps one day, individuals from so many diverse backgrounds can live equally in the community. Working towards inclusion, however, can be risky, because when you put down your guard and stop stereotyping others on any number of issues, you become vulnerable. And this vulnerability is what allows for positive change, both personally and societally. Excellence and wisdom both require creativity to prosper. You can be neither excellent nor wise unless you are willing to grow, and growth only proceeds out of a willingness to create, change, and innovate. Further, the way in which we are most regularly taught to avoid risk is in how we ask questions and find answers. Being wrong is a risk we are taught is too great, and so, to avoid being wrong, we avoid asking questions. And as we stop asking questions, we stop creating, we stop innovating. When we ask questions, what we are doing is challenging the norms. We are asking if the normal and acceptable ways of doing things should really have the privilege of being considered normal. When I ask a question, I'm taking a great risk. I'm risking being wrong, and being wrong is not very acceptable in today's culture. We live in a culture where attempting to always appear right is important. For example, before I answer even the most trivial of questions via text messaging, a form of communication that gives me time to ensure the rightness of my reply, I Google my answer. I need to make sure I keep face by being right. But the question I'm interested in is there a benefit in the risk of being wrong? So many important people who created some of the world's most innovative concepts did so on the cusp of some radical and risky questions. Thomas Edison in 1879 questioned whether he could provide affordable and reliable lights to the homes of the people in New York City. He asked if it would be possible to move beyond the way things were, that is, homes lit by candles, and replied with a resounding yes. And he tried to answer his question numerous times, in fact, and numerous times he failed. But in the end, he succeeded and revolutionized the way we live today. He risked being wrong in order to push society forward and in order to achieve personal success. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1955 questioned the normal practices of the Montgomery Bus Company. He asked if it would be possible for blacks and whites to sit next to each other on a city bus. He risked a lot: his safety, his comfort, his good name, in the hopes of creating change. Had Dr. King chosen not to take a risk and not to question the norms, there's a chance that change would have been prevented from occurring. Creative risk that results in creation of new norms, is necessary for personal success, but also incredibly important for the growth and progress of society. As I reflect on my time at SIUE, I think about the times that I was pushed to take risks in my academic work, as well as in my co-curricular work. During the past year as an associate with the SIUE IRCA Undergraduate Research and Creative Arts Program, my faculty mentor taught me that the most successful writers and philosophers are those who are not afraid to take risks. In most academic fields, producing research, writing, or artwork means being risky. The greater the risk, the greater the impact. People, colleagues, other academics are going to critique your work. And these critiques for many are going to be painful, because we as a generation have been taught and told for so long that our work is above critique, our work is great. But risky work is going to ruffle some feathers. Risky work, remember, challenges the norms of culture and society so that we advance forward. For my IRCA paper, what I realized was that it was actually a huge struggle to write and create in a risky, creative way. I was afraid to introduce ideas that could be potentially wrong. I had gotten so good at meeting the status quo that I had forgotten how to surpass it. See, these creative risk questions stem from a more deeply rooted sense of wonder. When we ask questions, what we are doing is admitting that we don't know the answers to the questions we are asking. And in not knowing a particular answer, and not knowing in general, we find creative freedom. Creativity comes from the process of not knowing. Whether your medium is art, chemistry, or the French language, questions you might have about your field of study are inevitably rooted in a sense of wonder. You wonder why art is restricted to a specific realist interpretation of the world. Perhaps you wonder why certain chemicals react the way that they do. Or perhaps you wonder why French people have such a musical, poetic language. Nonetheless, you wonder. And in these moments of wonder, you are able to create. This creation comes from answering questions that are risky. And in taking a risk, and asking difficult questions, and challenging the accepted norms, you are truly making a difference. Recently, a friend of mine reminded me of the beauty and power of wonder. Oftentimes, I think that we like to avoid wonder. Wonder is scary. Wonder is risky. When I wonder about something, what I'm doing is admitting that I don't know the answer to a question that I have. Wondering about what the future holds, for example, is an incredibly scary wonder to consider. And not having a clearly defined answer is even scarier. But what if our conception of wonder is completely wrong? What if wonder is actually something beautiful? What if wonder is what reminds each of us that we are truly human? See, take a moment with me to consider a time when we were all much younger. Remember when you would watch the rain fall and wonder how in the world water fell from the sky? I remember those days. Those days were beautiful. I saw this event happening before my very eyes, and in true childlike bliss, I wondered. I wondered how it is that water falls from the sky. Then, in school, they give you the answer. The processes of evaporation and precipitation explain why water falls from the sky. My friend reminded me that this process is simply not as beautiful as wonder. Wonder is creative. I have the opportunity to think of so many possible answers. I can imagine why the rain falls, and in my mind, I get to construct the story that explains falling water. Wonder is beautifully creative. I think that so often we're afraid to wonder that we miss the creative power that is wonder. When we wonder, we ask questions, and when we ask questions, we risk our answers being wrong. And in this risk, in this potential for wrong, we find all that is beautifully right. We find imagination, we find right, we find potential, we find innovation, and we find progress. And so, friends, I ask you as someone who cares deeply about the future of where we are progressing as a culture and as a society, don't ever stop wondering. Don't ever stop asking why. Don't ever stop creating. Because, in fact, the moments when you ask questions and create are the moments when we as a community and as a society push forward. Without people who are willing to ask questions, we fail to progress. I ask that when given the opportunity to be risky, you take it. This doesn't mean to throw a reason to the wind. Every decision you make should be one that is carefully vetted and thought out. But once you've considered all options, I urge you to take the risk and be creative. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to put forth answers to those questions. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Being wrong is one of the steps to being right. Remember this: those who enacted the most radical changes, the Martin Luther Kings, the Gandhis, the Eleanor Roosevelts, the Harvey Milks, the Thomas Edisons, they all took risks. They risked being safe, being comfortable, being average, and being cool for the chance at something greater. They took risks, creative risks, that benefited not only themselves, but the society in which they found themselves. Risk takers are the astronauts that we all dreamed of being as children. Don't give up your childhood dreams. Take the risks that our culture has told us are illogical in order to achieve what is greater than yourself. I leave you with the words of one of my most favorite poets, T.S. Eliot. He says, "Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go." So friends, don't ever stop wondering about the world around you.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman, for your message on the value of education and on the benefits of challenging norms and taking creative risks, and for your many, many contributions to our university while you have been our student. Next, Associate Dean Larry LaFond will present the candidates for graduation in the College of Arts and Sciences to Chancellor First Bovee for the conferral of their degrees.
Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Chancellor First Bovee, these candidates, subject to the completion of all requirements established by the university and the College of Arts and Sciences, are recommended to you for the formal conferring of their degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer on each of you the baccalaureate degree earned with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities associated with that degree. Congratulations. Now, in recognition of the degree bestowed upon you, you may move the tassel on your motorboard from the right to the left.
Graduates, please be seated.
In your programs, you will note that the recipients of baccalaureate degrees who have graduated cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude are noted by 1, 2, and 3 asterisks, respectively. The students are also wearing cords on their academic regalia indicating those honors. In addition, candidates who are honors scholars are indicated in the program with the capital letter H. Graduates who will be commissioned as second lieutenants in the U.S. Army and U.S. Air Force are listed in your program as well. The university community extends to each of you our heartiest congratulations on your achievements. We have now come to that part of the program when candidates for degrees will proceed to the platform in program order. The names of the graduates will be read by Dr. Charles Berger, Professor of English Language and Literature in the College of Arts and Sciences. I would ask that the audience please remain seated during this part of the ceremony. Thank you.
Michael Evan Adams. Caitlin Alexander, summa cum laude. Megan Jo Allen, summa cum laude. Sharon Elizabeth Allen, magna cum laude. Jacob M. Bateman, cum laude. Jennifer Elizabeth Anna Beck. Stephanie Elizabeth Belito. Lauren E. Benoit, cum laude. Ashley Renee Bland. Erica Danielle Bomer, summa cum laude. Samuel Stephen Borders. Kevin D. Brady. Logan Joel Brown. Lauren Marie Bundy. Jordana A. Busboom. Matthew Ryan Camp. Ryan Francis Cantrell, magna cum laude. Edgar Lewis Carter. Zachary Gaylord Castleman. Mary Lee Castillo. Adam Joseph Chatterton. Austin Robert Cowan. Lauren Michelle Dampier. Tiffany E. Davis, magna cum laude. Alyssa Ann DeWeese, cum laude. Ashley Christine Dooley. Carolyn Ann Doherty. Toby Marie Drilling, magna cum laude. Carrie Nicole Etzen. Samantha Marie Eiskant. Abigail Ann Ernst, summa cum laude. Kaylee Ann Estes, cum laude. Shanna Lauren Evans. Joseph D. Foster. Quentin Foster. Andrew Vaughn Evans, summa cum laude. Kashia Ann Friedel, magna cum laude. Tony Garcia, cum laude. Marissa Nicole Gill. Andrew J. Ginster, cum laude. Julian Kevin Glover, cum laude. Mosana U. Golden. Jillian Elise Graber. Brianne May Grounke, cum laude. Megan C. Griffin. Mitchell A.L. Haas, magna cum laude. Megan Ann Harcharek. Paige Rayleigh Holsapple, magna cum laude. Elena Marie Hooper. Gauk. Charlotte A. Gauk. Malcolm Trent Johnson. Akshita Kalya Naram. Cassandra Sue Keel. Kayla Lynn Keller. Randy Nicole Kilday, summa cum laude. Amanda Lynn Kingery, magna cum laude. Thomas Ray Kincaid. Alfonso Aaron Kinnebrew, cum laude. Brittany Lynn Klokenga. Brenna Jean Kuntz. Adrene Michelle Krakorian. Misty Dawn Kugler. Gabriel Lee LaFond. Jasmine A. Lagrone. Ariana Nicole Lee, magna cum laude. Che William Casper Lineweber. Edward Thomas Little. Laura Teresa Lucio, summa cum laude. Jesselyn M. Ludwig, magna cum laude. Angela N. Mangum. Courtney Charlene Marsh. Nicholas Martinez. Devin Marie McMenamin. David Randy Massey. Sarah Catherine Montel, cum laude. Sarah Marie Morris, cum laude. Ryan James Newman. Joy Christine Nicole Cuttill. Elizabeth C. Otto, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Lee Palmer, cum laude. Chandani Hari Krishna Patel. Megan Ann Pitcher, magna cum laude. Paul Herbert Pitts. Emily Patricia Pokrup. Taylor Pruitt. Paul E.H. Rademacher. Emily Michelle Ragusa, cum laude. Jeffrey Allen Ralph II. Patrick J. Ratz, cum laude. Kristen N. Reno. Kenesha Angelica Rice. Sarah Anne Marie Roner, summa cum laude. Sadie M. Sakurada. Whitney Elizabeth Sawyer. Christine Marie Charvin. Daniel R. Schmidt, magna cum laude. Thomas Christopher Schmidt, Jr. Brittany Lee Shuckman, summa cum laude. Hudson Beck Seegers. Shayna Dawn Chenault. Gabriel Marcus Simpson. Valerie Lynn Slover, cum laude. Corvée Dominique Smith. Nicole Andrea Stein, summa cum laude. Megan Lee Stewart. Eden Rebecca Stone. Jessica F. Swim. Griffin Michael Trapp. Catalina Maria Trevino. David Michael Trotter. Tiffany Marie Wagner. Christina Antoinette Walker. Christina Marie Walker, magna cum laude. Talitha Renee Watson. Elizabeth Ann Whitaker. Joshua David Wold. Eric Ray Zimmerman, summa cum laude. Caitlin D. Woods. Nicholas Michael Zizniewski. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Amanda Louise Arnett. Benny Bruton III. Shane William Cherry. Joshua Wayne Fountain. Jeff Franklin. Nicole Elizabeth Fry. Christopher Paul Galusha. Daniel Z. Grenchick. Brian L. Hartley. Todd Jeremy Holder. Carolyn Elizabeth Huft. Adam Thomas Jones. Shayla Michelle Matono, cum laude. Marissa K. Music. Aaron Christopher Prallo. Emily Grace Stremming. Bachelor of Liberal Studies, Amber Marie Lane. Mick A. Nicholson. Andrew Joseph Rathnow. Bachelor of Music, Joseph Daniel Byers, cum laude. Jennifer Marie Heckler, summa cum laude. Mari Hanala Juntanen, summa cum laude. Krista Marie Kearney. Michael D. Kruger. Yi Lei Lim, cum laude. Darian Michael Orr. Leah Christine Ross, cum laude. Tyler Matthew Sage, magna cum laude. Kayla Nicole White. Christina Joy Witkowski, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Science, Syed H. Ali. Brianna Renee Aberly. Allison Noel Addix, magna cum laude. Drew Tyler Aldridge. Brandon Chance Allen. Dominique Lafawn Arnold. Michael J. Arnold, cum laude. Ian Jeffrey Ashcraft. Megan Elizabeth Atkins. Paris Jasmine Austell, summa cum laude. Dustin Dwayne Ayers, magna cum laude. Whitney Marie Baldiga. Jamie Nicole Balsrain. Gabriella Alexa Barnett. Lindsay Taylor Barry, magna cum laude. Ryan Daniel Bauer, summa cum laude. Matthew F. Bagineau. Andrew David Beach. Ashley N. Beisner. Thomas Wayne Blanchard. Samantha J. Bolte. Tony D. Bowman. Matthew Charles Boyer. Crystal Paige Brown. Ethan N. Buck, cum laude. Brittany Jane Buckles. Janelle Marjorie Culpe, cum laude. Janice Elaine Cameron, cum laude. Nicholas Christian Capizzoli. Dominique Gabrielle Carruthers. Ian Edward Cavaney, cum laude. Jillian Jane Chard. Ji Woong Choi, cum laude. Justin Wayne Church. Christina Renee Cerrone. Andrew T. Cloninger. Jamie Elise Cobeto. John Phelan Cody, summa cum laude. Michael A. Coleman, Jr. Angela C. Cooper, magna cum laude. Andrea Elizabeth Corey. Deontay LaShawn Crawford. Alexa Lynn Creech. Kelly Marie Croy, cum laude. Verone Lamont Cully. M. Mitchell Cunningham. Trevor James Cunningham. Kristen Marie Daly. Nicole Marie Davidson, summa cum laude. Cameron W. Davis, cum laude. Ian Richard Day, cum laude. Brittany Elizabeth Dively. Jeremy Tyler Dively. Ann C. Donath, cum laude. Emily Carlin Drone. Libby Ann Drum, magna cum laude. Kyle James Dungan. Jacqueline L. Dunavant. Matthew Kelly Dye. Raphael Ebisi. Neil Ray Eilers. Ethan Robert Engerski. William Robert England, magna cum laude. Tim Ernst. Alyssa Danielle Ewing. Ashley Victoria Fairbanks. Matthew R. Fowler, magna cum laude. Emily Michelle Field. Eileen Marie Fitzgerald. Michael B. Fleischman. Nathan James Fox. Angel M. Frazier. Benjamin Kyle Fredblum. Stephen Christopher Frick. Andrew Christopher Gabalis, cum laude. Patrice Sade Gardner. Scott Andrew Geringer. John D. Gilmore, magna cum laude. Timothy Liddell Goldman. Sean M. Gorham. Logan L. Gramley. Demi Arista Bryant. Roxanne Nicole Gillespie. Stephen E. Greenleaf. Anthony J.T. Greff. Seth Marlon Griffiths, cum laude. Matthew J. Gross. Ethan Thomas Grounds, magna cum laude. Michael Luzon Guy. David Clayton Hamilton, summa cum laude. Samantha Lynn Hamilton. Sarah Nicole Harbers. Michael Jaron Hartwig. Brian Allen Haskenherm, cum laude. Lisa A. Hebenstreit. Andrew James Henton. Lessons Ashwante Herring. Matthew Scott Hilden. Jillian Page Hills. Paige Catherine Hoffman, cum laude. Catrice Renee Holmes. Paige Suzanne Hood, magna cum laude. Jeremy Ryan Hubbard. Justin Kirkland Huff, summa cum laude. Mariah Wincy Hurt. Mitchell Ryan Hussaman. Rabia Abdullah Hussein. Adam Kyle Jaconis. Brandon P. Janzak, cum laude. Drake Charles Jensen, summa cum laude. Nicole Danielle Jockish. Henry Coleman Johnson, cum laude. Andrew Todd Jones. Nicholas Lee Jungi. Sarah Lydia Kafka. Hannah D. Katchen. Allison Marie Cattleman. Lee Ellen Marie Kickline. Devion M. Kidd. Brian Allen Coleman. Andrew Court. Irina Croton. Megan Elise Coons. Randall Lee Kunkel Jr. Adam R. Kunz. Jill Nicole LaRue. Joshua Michael Lang. Michael Kane Lanier. Jane Marie Law. Zachary Edward Lawrence. Stephen Mark Lawton. Jason Edward Lee, cum laude. Stephanie Lynn Link, summa cum laude. Coel Antonio Locandro. Caitlin K. Logan. Andrew Willis Lucky, cum laude. Jacob Henry Lubert. Laura E. Lustig. Joshua Dean Manahan. Stephanie Ann Marith. Thomas John Martin III. Mitchell Joseph Martineau. Alina Rosanna Martinez. Andrew Nathaniel Mason, magna cum laude. Caitlin M. Mason. Elisa Stephanie Mora. Alex T. McBride, magna cum laude. Mary Helen McCoy. Kyle Allen McCullough, magna cum laude. Sean Robert McEldowney. Stephanie Elizabeth McMillian, summa cum laude. Kaylin Rochelle McMillan. Jennifer Ann McNeese, cum laude. Molly K. Meehan. Zachary Martin Mazzaros. Jenna L. Mattil. Nicholas David Meyer. Cassidy Renee Miles. Amanda Morgan, cum laude. Jacob Joseph Morris. Rebecca Ann Morris, cum laude. Vincent J. Morrison. Katie Lee Mosby. Scott Daniel Myers, cum laude. Patrick Joseph Norton. Joshua W. Neff. Blake Nichols. Eric Michael Niemeyer. Lacey Marie Noel. Ambria Michelle Otero. Brittany Carmen Owens. Jacob William Parker. Arlene Patrice Patterson. Joshua Thomas Peters, magna cum laude. Samuel Timothy Peters, summa cum laude. Rachel A. Phelps, cum laude. Michelle Dawn Fearson, cum laude. Shalia Marie Phillips. Garrett Clayton Pearson. Natalie Karen Pitzer. Stephanie Jo Pelker. Jamie Marie Prinsky. Brandon Michael Pryor, cum laude. Christina Morgan Pugh. Christopher Vaughn Pullum, magna cum laude. Jessica Ann Quiggins. Brittany Marie Reagan. Is it Ream? William Richard Ream. Lindsay Nicole Reller, cum laude. Jessica Ann Rice. Aaron Michael Richardson. Lainey Marie Richardson, magna cum laude. Casey Nicole Richard, magna cum laude. Sherelle Lynette Robinson. Ashley Lauren Raver. Benjamin David Rohde, magna cum laude. Jennifer Ray Ross. Stephen Michael Ross. Colleen R. Ryan. Michael John Sabo. Andrew Joshua Joseph Sourwin. Joseph Bradley Sauls, cum laude. Angela Lee Schenkel, cum laude. Jason Thomas Schmidt. Corey J. Schwarzkopf, summa cum laude. Taylor L. Scott. Spencer Colin Sagabrook. Derek James Sellers. Jennifer Ann Shea. Taylor Renee Sheely, summa cum laude. Lindsay Adair Sills. Alicia Rose Sinclair. Stephanie Dawn Sizemore. Emily Carol Skeels. Brian Charles Swarcheski. Manfred Slow. Brooke N. Smith. Cameron Rodney Smith. Sawyer Cole Smith. Sierra Lynn Smith. Sergi Soto. Elizabeth Marie Spillman. Anna M. Spracklin. Nelson Van Robert Sprague. Haley T. Statz. Laura Elizabeth Stem. Jonathan Edward Stearns. Emmanuel Joseph Stevenson. Molly Elizabeth Stice, magna cum laude. Laura B. Strabe, cum laude. Zainab Mayowa Suleiman Abios. Charlita L. Swift. James D. Tedford Jr. Colleen Michelle Chapati, magna cum laude. Alicia Dawn Thomas. Charles A. Thomas. Christopher Shane Thomas. Rachel Marie Thornton, cum laude. Jonathan A. Thurston, cum laude. Nicole Marie Titus, summa cum laude. Randy Anthony Tribbett. Joseph James Trost, cum laude. Kyle Matthew Truesdale, magna cum laude. Jennifer Tucker, cum laude. Kaylee Suzanne Unterbrink. Nicholas James Venturini. Veronica Francis Vesper. Brittany M. Vitale. We're at the W, so we're getting close. Hope Elizabeth Walker. Kristen Marie Wall. Kyle John Waller, cum laude. Darren Cortez Warren. James Meredith Watkins, Jr. Robert James Watson V. John Beecher Wayne, Jr. Tyler Jean Weiss, cum laude. Joshua Stephen Wesselman. Eric D. Westhafer. Stephen Brian Whitlow. Jonathan Calvin Whitmore, cum laude. Heidi Marie Wickenhauser, cum laude. Angela Nicole Willie, cum laude. James G. Wilson. Katie Marie Wilson, summa cum laude. Travion D. Woods. Michael Woody. Anna Marie Constance Wright. Jacob H. Wright, cum laude. Justin C. Yarber. Christopher M. Yost. Dustin William Uzel Young, cum laude. Olivia Natasha Young. Hai Young Yu, cum laude. Bachelor of Social Work, Lindsay M. Arnold. Jennifer Nicole Atnip. Kelsey Jo Boggs. Lauren Ashley Nicole Brandt, summa cum laude. Valerie Ann Brown, magna cum laude. Lacey Elizabeth Clemens Friday. Allison Nicole DeLuca, cum laude. Casey Lynn Duncan. Catherine Elizabeth Dye, magna cum laude. Anna Marie Elliott. Jessica Ann Ellis, cum laude. Milena Nichelle Foxworth. Jessica Pamela Gain. Abby Renee Groth. Carissa Deanne Kip Harwell, magna cum laude. Brittany A. Ift. Danielle Charisse Jackson. Kendra Michelle Jansen. Ryan Patrick Coons. Austin C. Corns, cum laude. Danielle Langston. Neil James Leip. Kayla Michelle Martin. Martina Simone McCline. Canna Michelle Mellot, cum laude. Megan Suzanne Miller. Stephen Doyle Mitchell. Angela Darlene Mosby. Amy Jo Nosbish, summa cum laude. Molly Renee Reaney. Allison Joy Ryan, summa cum laude. Casey L. Schwartz. Emily Charlotte Strock, cum laude. Haley Marie Turillan. Crystal Leanne Wofford. Whitney Nicole Walker. Cammie D. Warning. Last but not least, Turquoise T. White.
It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Mr. S.J. Morrison, President of the SIUE Alumni Association Board of Directors.
Good afternoon. You're not going to believe this, but I had one story to tell this afternoon. It was about the 4-time winning U.S. sailing vessel, the Stars and Stripes. President Pashard, I really wish we'd spoken. It's my privilege to congratulate you on your graduation today and officially welcome you into the SIUE Alumni Association. Your years of hard work and study have paid off. You are now joining a network of more than 93,000 individuals who proudly claim SIUE as their alma mater. Went fast, didn't it? Seems like just yesterday you were on that STAR tour, checking the campus out, dodging the geese, trying to decide if this was for you or not. And now here you are, graduation day. And SIUE is a critical part of your story, just like it's a part of mine. We learned here. We built lifelong relationships here. We changed here in ways that we might not have predicted. SIUE has helped shape who we are. And regardless of where you land in life, this wonderful university, nestled in the hills and hollows along the old Mississippi River bluffs, will always be home. And that's why I'm here on a Saturday afternoon. As an alumni association, we have three primary objectives: to help alumni, to help students, and to help SIUE, and that's what we intend to do. So today, class of 2013, you are now officially members of the SIUE Alumni Association. You now have access to career services, lifelong learning opportunities, social and networking events, access to the services our university offers, and of course, that link to those 93,000 fellow SIUE alumni. And although there are no caveats to this free membership, I challenge you to get involved, to take advantage of what you have earned, and to help the next generation of graduates through volunteering, mentoring, and supporting the university. In the meantime, best wishes on the next chapter of your story, and remember that SIUE will always be home. Congratulations, and welcome to the SIUE Alumni Association.
Thank you, Mr. Morrison. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's give one more final round of applause to our graduates. On behalf of the university, I wish to thank our vocalist, Dr. Mark Chapman, for his fine musical presentation today. Thank you also to the Army ROTC for presentation of colors. For making the commencement program available to those who are deaf or hearing impaired, thank you to our interpreters, Ms. Susan Macbeth and Ms. Brittany McKay. To conclude commencement, I invite you to join us in singing both verses of the SIUE alma mater, Hail SIUE. We will be led by Dr. Mark Chapman. Lyrics are printed on the back cover of your program. Following the alma mater, please remain seated until the platform party, faculty, staff, and graduates have left the seating area. Best wishes to each of you and congratulations on your graduation, and we hope you'll come back to visit us. Please stand for the alma mater.